Apostolic Ministry Revelation, confirmed through a child, by Pastor Quail-Child.
God spoke into my spirit years ago, Violet. I got a heavenly name for you. Now, I don't have one for you, but he does. But he had one for me. He had a heavenly name for me. I didn't know what it was, and he said at the right time, I'll reveal it to you. That's going to be a different story another time. It all leads up and segues into where we're at today. Sister, where's my little sister at? Did she walk out? Oh, baby, can you come up here? Remember I told you, Anissa. Come up here, please. Supernatural, you ready? You ready? I can't make this up. I can't make it up. Baby, come here. She's a special girl. Baby, she's a special girl. And just like the quail, she wears her crown, to symbolize her heritage. Look at that. I love it. Beautiful. Check it out. You ready? Violet, you ready? Violet? I'm so excited. I think, all right, I got anticipation. Okay. I got her confused with one other girl because she looked just like her. How old are you? Okay. So, makes sense. 5 years ago. 5 years ago. God used this little girl to not only qualify, but to confirm our apostolic ministry. Now, it's come from other sources, physically, spiritually, and we'll go through some of those things today. But 5 years ago, our God, I still consider her my godchild. It's LMA. Your daughter, sister, your daughter had a birthday party 5 years ago. We had just got called to the ministry. When I say called to the ministry, it wasn't like my pastor come to me, hey, Kevin, I see something in you, and I would like you to serve in that. No, this came from on high. Jesus came into my little van, my little minivan. We still drive it here sometimes. Everybody was asleep, but God would give me the calling through that van. And he was such a gentleman, God was. He's a gentleman. God was such a gentleman that he allowed me to talk it over with my wife. Now, in my heart, all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, snot coming out my nose and tears. But the calling came. The apostolic calling came through the van, right through New Mexico. Okay, so when that happened, shortly after that, months later, Itzy has we didn't even know where we were going to set up hub, but we now know Itzy have a Apache Nation, hallelujah. Listen, we go to the park at Tunley, and I didn't know, I wasn't getting hit by the Holy Spirit or nothing. God wasn't talking to me until I went to park in that little video. I think they call it the lower Tunley Park, because there's one in the beginning, but it was the lower Tunley Park. It just has a really small parking lot, right? It has a really small parking lot. I turn into that parking lot. Just as I'm turning in and I'm parking, the Lord hit me with something. You ready? He said, a little girl, son, is going to take you by the hand. Follow her. I looked at my wife. In that white truck that we drove up today, and I said, baby, God said the little girl's going to take my hand. And I was, at this time, I had already seen so many miracles in my life. There was no doubt in my mind. It wasn't like I was having a Jonah moment and trying to run away. No. I knew that I knew, Arturo Jr., I knew that it was going to happen. And because I had that faith, then the supernatural was what? Say activated. It was activated. I walked up to the gate. She locked eyes with me. She would have only been 4 years old at that time. And she locked eyes on me. And she walked towards me. She put out her hand. She put out her hand. And I grabbed it, and I walked with her to because God told me to submit. He told me, Gloria, to submit to a child. A child. Do you remember that day?